we always ask all our members, what role has Motion Connected play in your results? Anything specific we've been able to help you with?
It is the foundation of our wellness program and that culture of wellness. So, in the big picture of things, I can say with certainty that it plays into our employee engagement results. It plays into our satisfaction results. Definitely, we're getting lots of compliments. Actually, our nationwide surveyors were just here 2 weeks ago, Steve, and they pulled me in on the survey and said, "Hey, what are you doing? All these people are talking about how great your wellness program is. What are you doing?" And they gave high regards, high praise. And so, like I said, I know Motion Connected is truly like the base, the starting point of our culture of wellness.
And,
So.
and I think the fact that you guys are nationwide, one of the things when we started up our patient surveys in 2002, before that we were doing our own survey, and it's like I had a friend who used to look at herself in the mirror, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not too bad," and she was gaining weight, and she's like, every day she's looking at, and she's like, "This is the reverse of anorexia. It's you're looking at yourself and judging against yourself. So you can't do that. You have to judge, and you have to look at Emotion Connected. You have to look at it. We use Press Ganey surveys. You have to have that nationwide perspective, and you guys bring the expertise to it. I'm on my app daily looking at things, and we're competing against other organizations. I think it's so important to have something that's not necessarily homegrown, but something that other places are doing, so you can say, this is we steal everything here. So we'll share whatever our results are, but we're also going to steal it. So if anybody else has any good ideas, we're coming after them.
No, that's what we do too, right? That's the whole purpose of this webinar, is to bring the great ideas in a single place. Clearly, Steve and Brooke, you guys have created a great culture at Iowa Specialty. And so we would just love to wrap up with what advice do you have for other organizations who are trying to go from good to great?
I would say, and Brooke, follow up with this, but I would say don't worry about challenging people. People like a challenge. I mean, if you make it too easy, then people aren't going to pay attention to it. It's like when we tried to offer just free membership to our gym. Nobody was interested until we said, well, you have to use it or else you have to pay for it. So I think that you have to have some skin in the game, and to make it really great, it's leadership. It's us following through and saying, we want this to work. It makes sense. Do all the leaders participate? No, but we want them to. We want them to talk it up. We want them to manage it up. It's hard on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, with that, I don't know if Sarah's asking like from a culture standpoint, how do you get your culture from good to great, or are you asking how do you get your wellness from good to great?
Mostly culture.
Mostly culture. Yeah, I think, we've said it over and over, just focusing on engagement. When you have engaged employees, your culture completely changes. And Steve mentioned it earlier too, like we're not focusing on the bottom line. You need to focus on your people. We give care, we're in healthcare. And so like switching from like patient-centered care to people-centered care, you have to focus on your patients, but you have to focus on the people taking care of the patients, or working on your service lines. Maybe you're making a product, but who is making that product? You have to focus on your people first. I think it's people first, and understanding how people communicate, communication, and understanding that and meeting them where they're at.